Hey everybody, back this time with a gouache painting. It's on a wooden canvas. Sorry about the tripod here, it was getting away on me, but should be fixed now. Um, so yeah, gouache painting with some Turner gouache, the acryl kind that are water resistant after they dry. Yeah, this is just a path in Toronto. That I wanted to paint, and so I took a picture when I was out, and you can see here I'm just blocking in the some basic colors, some basic shapes, sketch, and trying to establish now some lights and darks, putting in some highlights. The nice thing about this gouache is you can layer over top of it no problem, and it dries within a couple of minutes, so it's pretty easy to do. This is also the Japanese version of it. There's two kinds you can get, and this one has a kind of a sandy matte texture, so it depends what you're after there. So here I'm coming in with real dark purple basically, and trying to establish values. I was having quite a bit of trouble kind of reading the light properly in this picture, so I started kind of mixing up almost some gray to try and get it back down to just like pure values and no color. Still finding that pretty much the most difficult thing, to get your values correct before you start going in with color, because that's really all that matters. You can put any color on as long as your darks and your lights are correct. So anyways, I think I've got it at this point, and so I start coming in with some green. So I was kind of going for almost like a pointillism kind of image, just laying in tons of small marks everywhere. The reference photo kind of forced me into that. I mean, it shouldn't, but there's just so many small details in this path, and with the light everywhere in the leaves, that just when it ended up happening. So you can see here I'm kind of going in with a ton of different layers of green and purples in the path, and I wasn't really happy with it often. So I would just mix up another color and do another layer. That's again the beauty of this gouache. It dries in like, I don't know, like a minute. So that can be a curse, but it can also, if you're indecisive, it can allow you to just keep painting over top over and over and over again, without having to wait for it to dry or heat it or anything like that. So here I'm coming in with some browns and some purples to try and establish the trees, just layer after layer. The other thing is I'm working there on the right. You can see I'm working with one of these disposable palette pads, and I'd recommend that for sure with gouache, because this stuff dries so fast. And especially the acryl kind, you'll never get off a piece of plastic or anything like that, unless you're going to spend a whole bunch of time scraping glass or something. So it's pretty necessary for this type of work. So you can see me just coming in again, just trying to keep the values, laying in more darks again in the path, and yeah, just really trying to keep the values not from getting lost as I add color. Trying to keep the light coming through the trees in the path too. And then pretty soon here you'll see that I try and lighten up the background as well to kind of establish again the correct values. I was feeling like it was kind of in the back. It was too much one value, and a kind of a mess, to tell you the truth, of leaves. And the reference photo is a bit over detail, like distracting with all the detail. Yeah, so I'll probably go through. I might paint this painting again because I like the photograph, but it's really, this one's really an exercise of trying to minimize the details, which I didn't do an overly great job of here, but so it's a good one to kind of test yourself with, trying to really pick out the blocks of color and not get caught up in it. Although I did in this one. So you can see I went in and I kind of lightened the everything outside the path a little bit there, trying to get some of those shadows, trying to make all that light read, because really that's what this painting is all about, is the sunlight coming through the trees and not making it into the path. So I'm just trying to build some interest by putting in some of the blues and some of the purples that, and kind of over exaggerating those from the reference photo. Yeah. I was also not happy with the tree in the background there on the right hand side. That kind of long branch in the reference photo was giving me some trouble. And the kind of straightness of that tree was giving me trouble. So in the photo there's actually a number of trees back there, but that was just one of the artistic liberties I took to simplify things, and at this point I'm calling it done. So hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching. Bye.